When Mitchell Robinson went down with that ankle injury, we needed to rely on Isaiah Hartenstein. And not only did he step up in a major way, he's also playing himself into a massive payday. And I'm not the only one who noticed this. Many teams around the NBA are looking at Hartenstein and noticing that he can start on any NBA team. And recently, a Toronto Raptors center who's not a better player than Hartenstein got paid. And because of that, he has now messed up the market. And it likely means that Hartenstein is leaving the New York Knicks once the offseason hits. And it's not because he doesn't like the Knicks. It's likely because the Knicks are not going to be able to afford him. We're going to break down these latest reports and so much more today. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button now. And make sure you have notifications turned on so you don't miss a second of the new content. And now, let's get started. Isaiah Hartenstein is likely getting a new massive deal. The problem is that deal is likely not going to be with the New York Knicks. And we have one person to blame for this. Toronto Raptors center Kelly Olynyk, who recently got a contract extension. He got paid, and that payday has messed up the market for centers. Take a look at his extension and exactly what he got, according to Adrian Wojnarowski. According to Woj, Toronto Raptors center Kelly Olynyk has agreed on a 2-year, $26.25 million contract extension. The deal is the max that Kelly Olynyk was able to extend on. Regardless of the reason that the Raptors gave Kelly Olynyk that contract, that is a massive number for Kelly Olynyk. Somebody who, in my opinion, is a good player, but not a great player. Certainly not a better player than Hartenstein. And he just got a 2-year, $26 million deal. Let's take a look at what Steph Bondy, another NBA insider, stated about this and how it affects Hartenstein and his value and market. According to Bondy, he notes that this should raise the market value for Isaiah Hartenstein in free agency. If Kelly Olynyk gets over $13 million per year, what about Hartenstein, a younger and better rebounder and rim protector? If you guys are trying to find the lies detected there, I can save you some time. There's no lies detected. He's 100% spot on, 100% correct. Kelly Olynyk getting this deal, getting this contract, has absolutely messed up the market for all centers. Maybe in a good way, because Hartenstein, maybe he wasn't going to get a very, very large number in terms of a contract figure this offseason. But now with Kelly Olynyk getting this type of deal, Hartenstein's value might now be at 17, maybe 19 million, just because Kelly Olynyk got this deal. I have to remind you guys, Hartenstein is averaging career highs in rebounding once he's on the floor and starting for the Knicks. His impact when he's on the floor for the Knicks cannot be unseen. It is so good, so impactful. He is one of the main reasons the Knicks are where they are in the Eastern Conference. They're not going to get there with Mitchell Robinson going down if Hartenstein doesn't step up in a major way. He's not only done that, but he's exceeded expectations. Everybody in the league is noticing this. He is in a contract year at the moment. He is playing himself out of New York. I'm saying what it is. Your starting center in Mitchell Robinson has a contract that descends each and every year. It's one of the best contracts for a big man in the league. Hartenstein's value is going to exceed that. And I don't think the Knicks are going to get as lucky with Hartenstein as they got with Mitchell Robinson, giving him a deal that descends. But let's say they even do that. His deal that descends, it's still going to be more than Mitchell Robinson. That means the Knicks are going to have to make a choice. Are they going to go with Mitchell Robinson or are they going to go with Isaiah Hartenstein? Now, you guys can make arguments in the comments regarding which particular player you want and which particular player the Knicks should go after. But if I'm thinking like the New York Knicks, I'm looking at their coach, I'm looking at their roster, and I'm looking at the contracts between Mitchell Robinson and Isaiah Hartenstein. I think that Mitchell Robinson is likely going to be the one that's kept by the Knicks, and Hartenstein's going to be the one that's dealt. And if it's only because of one thing, it's because of cost. It's money. It's contract related. Now, maybe if you want to sell me that the Knicks could potentially trade Mitchell Robinson in a deal this offseason and then retain Isaiah Hartenstein in the process because they need a starting center, all right, I can understand that. But then you're going to have to tell me who are they trading for? Who is this magical player the Knicks are trading for? And they're including Mitchell Robinson in that deal. And likely Mitch is going to have to be the center part of that entire deal if the Knicks are going to include him in that trade package. So we have to remember that when we're talking about trades and who the Knicks potentially could get. Because I don't think Mitchell Robinson and a couple of draft picks is enough to net you an all-star. And if the Knicks are looking to get a superstar this offseason, they're going to need to include a lot more. I don't know who the players are going to be and what that package is going to look like, but they're likely going to have to include much more than just the Mitchell Robinson. But either way, when you take a look at who the Knicks head coach is, Tom Thibodeau, what type of center does he usually prefer? Normally, he prefers a center like Mitchell Robinson, somebody who's going to clean up the glass, have put-back dunks, get a lot of offensive rebounds, pass the ball around, and make sure your shooters get another shot, another opportunity. Hartenstein can do that too, but Mitchell Robinson just dominates at that. He also dominates at blocking the ball, and he does one thing way better than Hartenstein does. He puts that fear in opposing players when they go up against him. Hartenstein just doesn't do that. Now, he does get block shots, and he does cause a lot of mayhem in the paint when he's guarding in there, but nowhere near the damage that Mitchell Robinson does. I think the Knicks know that, the Knicks front office knows that, and Tom Thibodeau knows that. So I think between the two, not my preference, not who I would choose, but in terms of the Knicks, contracts, and who they would prefer, I think they would rather go with Mitchell Robinson than Isaiah Hartenstein. The only way they retain Hartenstein is if they're able to get him on a very good steal type of contract, or they trade away Mitchell Robinson and they need a starting center, and then in which case they'll likely retain Hartenstein because look at the year he's having right now. It's a breakout year for him. He is doing everything he needs to do to make sure he gets that massive payday this offseason. And in my opinion, he deserves it. He's changed his style of play. He's adapted to Tom Thibodeau, and because of that, he's getting rewarded, not only with minutes, playing when the game matters the most, playing late in games, down the stretch. That's exactly what you want to do and the games you want to play, because your market value when you're playing those type of games and you have an impact will skyrocket. What's happened with Hartenstein ever since Mitchell Robinson has gone down? His value has skyrocketed, and we've all watched it unfold since the start of it all. Once Mitchell Robinson went down and he stepped into that starting role, it looks like he doesn't want to let it go because he has just been a force. Everybody knows it. And when you take a look at the standings, and I know the New York Knicks are a couple of games behind a couple of teams that might make them a play-in team. I understand that. But for right now, the Knicks are a playoff team. One of the main reasons for that is Isaiah Hartenstein and his strong play. So we have to give him credit there. But we also have to talk about what he's doing, and other teams likely are going to be interested in that. One thing is absolutely crystal clear, though. The New York Knicks have a decision to make this offseason. Do they keep and retain both Mitchell Robinson and Isaiah Hartenstein? In my opinion, they're definitely not going to do that. Or are they going to trade one of them and keep one of them? Or let one of them go, Isaiah Hartenstein maybe, and retain Mitchell Robinson? In my opinion, it's likely going to be Mitchell Robinson retained, and Isaiah Hartenstein, as much as I love him, as much as I love his impact and I want him to remain a New York Knick, he is playing himself and pricing himself way out of the New York Knicks price range. And because of that, I think he's going to get a massive payday just from another team. And again, the one person you have to blame for this is Kelly Olynyk, who got a 2-year, $26.25 million contract extension. It was the max deal that the Raptors were able to give him. Because of that, the market is all skewed, all messed up now. So now Hartenstein's value has immediately skyrocketed. If it was around 13 to 14 million before this deal, it is likely now 17, 18, maybe even 19 million. That's what we're going to probably be looking at. It's going to be very interesting to see exactly what Hartenstein's value is come this offseason. The Knicks are going to have to make a decision, and I can't wait to see what Leon Rose and this front office does. They haven't let me down yet, so I don't anticipate them doing so in the future. But what about you guys? What do you think about Kelly Olynyk's recent deal and the fact that NBA insider Steph Bondy likely says that it's raising the market value for Hartenstein, which likely means Hartenstein is getting pushed out of New York City? Let me know what you think about this in the comments below, guys, because honestly, I would love to hear from you. But that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and smash that like button. leave a comment below, and of course, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knicks fans. Peace.